everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are, today we're building a tiny house. I know that I'm gonna need to explain certain things regarding this build because if I don't, you're gonna sit there wondering what the heck is going on. Like, what are you doing, Rosa? So I promise I'll get to it. Or at least I'll do my best to remember exactly what I wanted to tell you regarding this build. But also, I might have caved a little bit, so we're not going full on with the spooky builds. I don't feel like doing that. I don't know, I'm not feeling it, so that's not what they're gonna be. But you guys wanted some occult builds, and it's been requested for months, so what we're gonna do is do maybe slightly alternative occult builds. So they're going to be inspired by the different occults that we have in the game, except for mermaids, which I believe would also be considered occults. But Halloween is on Monday, so I'm running out of days. You know, I've been away. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But the ones that have been requested the most were definitely werewolves, spellcasters, and also vampires. So today we are taking on a modernized house, not a Victorian, for a vampire, but this one also comes with a secret underlayer. Secret underlayer? I don't know why I said that. Secret underground lair. Yeah. At least as secret as I could make it without it looking odd with the rest of the build. So it is a mid-century modern, and I would say a very, very renovated mid-century modern. And as for the interior, it's nice and sleek. A lot of the house is very dark, but that's just what I felt like I felt it would be fitting for a vampire. The main color scheme for the exterior is black and dark gray, and that also counts for the furniture that we're putting in the backyard. Yes, there is a backyard, but we'll get to that. And then for the interior, because it was turning way too dark and I didn't just want to do like a full-on black house, I decided to brighten it up a little bit, so there's some white in there along with some lighter grays, but most of the furniture is black and there's a little bit of red as well in the living room, but that's it. Like, there's a touch of, well, a very big touch of red. You'll see it in a bit. And then I added a basement where there are 2 coffins and also a walk-in closet because okay, I wanted to make sure that this house was also going to be functional for those of you who don't want to play with vampires. So you can download this and use it for a regular family, or not family. There's technically, how do you phrase this? There is a bedroom on the first floor, which I will explain what's going on in there, and there's also the technically bedroom in the secret layer. I mean, there are 2 coffins, so there's technically no bed, but the vampires do sleep in the coffins. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, what do you call that? Coffin room? Okay, but there are technically 2 bedrooms, but the one on the ground floor is supposed to be just for display. So you can actually see it through the windows here at the front of the house. It's, there's no like clutter in there. There is a plant that I was desperately looking for dried out dead plants, and we don't really have any. So I ended up using one, I believe it's from Spa Day, that basically just looks like a twig. It's supposed to look like it's supposed to be there because it's supposed to look like the vampires living in this house basically don't ever go into the bedroom. It's just supposed to be there for display. You can see it through the windows, so whenever someone passes by, they see, oh well, there's a bedroom. You know, if they're creeps, they can go look through the windows. Why would you do that? But, you know, it's just for display purposes, you know? But there is that bedroom on the ground floor, so if you would rather use this house for regular Sims instead of vampires, you can just use that bedroom for them and then just delete the basement. But the real bedroom for the vampires is in the basement. It's the last thing that we decorate before moving on to the backyard, so it'll take a while for us to get there. And it's probably also why this video is quite long for a tiny house. And also, I'm still calling this a tiny house. It's not like super tiny, but I would still call it a tiny house. It's mainly not tiny because of the basement. But the what's it called? The coffins take up quite a lot of space. So I just had to deal. I just had to deal with it, but I'm still gonna call this a tiny house. So the door here on the left side is actually the one that leads to the basement. I imagine it to be basically locked all the time. If they ever have friends over, it's just locked. I couldn't find any curtains that fit with these windows and also the door, but the curtains here in the living room are always covered with curtains. The curtains here in the living... I'm in windows. Did I say windows or... I'm moving on. The windows here in the living room are always covered with curtains, so the sun doesn't come in, but obviously, like, I didn't want anything to clip in the little office corner that they have, so... Hopefully it's fine. Like, I know there's a bit of sun coming in there, but hopefully it's fine. I know it doesn't really affect the Sims as long as they're inside. Like, you could technically have like a full glass box and the Sims would still be fine. Like, the vampire Sims would still be fine. But it's just for, you know, correctness, if you will. Or what's it, authenticity, you will. I'm just gonna explain it as, I couldn't find proper curtains to fit with those windows. But the ones here in the living room, I decided to just fully cover up with the curtains, so they're always drawn. It's basically just to save our vampire Sims from not being burned by the sun while just hanging out in their living room. But other than that, it's supposed to be very cozy in here. Obviously, with, I mean, okay, it's not the coziest kind of furniture style in my opinion, but it's what I imagined for the vampires living in this house. I kind of wanted everything to be a little cold, actually. So maybe not cozy. Cozy might not be the right word to choose or to use in this situation. I wanted it to be very sleek. I wanted it to look a little bit half clinical, if you will, so we're not using a lot of clutter either. I also wanted it to just be very... not necessarily full-on stylish, because that's very subjective. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think this is super stylish, although I normally love this couch because it is the one from Get Famous. I just don't like it in red. I think this might actually, just to trash my build a little bit, you know, following tradition, like I usually do with my build videos. I always trash my builds just a little bit. But I think this color scheme might actually be one of my least favorite ones. Black, white, and red. I don't know what it is. The colors don't, like, I don't know what I can't really pinpoint why, but I just don't really like it. But for vampires, or for, I think I've done Bella Goth's tiny house or something. I think I've done something before. Was it like a Asian's tiny house or something? Or wasn't it for Bella? I think it might have been for Bella. But there's just something about the color scheme, like aside from in this situation where we have vampires, so I feel like a red just makes sense for obvious reasons that we're not going to talk about on YouTube in fear of being demonetized, but the word starts with B and ends with D. Yeah, okay? It has to do with fangs as well and what they live... Plasma? Let's call it plasma. We can do that. Now you get it. Okay, I mean, you probably got it before as well. I feel like I wasn't very secretive about it. But, like, I don't know where YouTube's line is drawn. So, like, you know, we're just being a little bit careful here. But aside from vampires and also the goths, I think this color scheme is one that I don't usually prefer to play around with, simply because I think it also has to do with the fact that as a color, red is too overpowering for me. It's too bold. I don't like it. It takes up too much space in interiors, so I just tend to stay away from it. Actually, also for exteriors, except for flowers. I like them for flowers. But it's just, I'm sitting here looking at the floor plan picture of the ground floor and my eyes are always drawn to the couch. So, you know, that proves my point. Yes, it's just very overpowering. But for vampires, I feel like it makes sense for, you know, those reasons. So that's the color scheme. Although I was going to go for either like a black and white or a gray and black sort of rug for the living room area as well, I decided to go for beige. But I think it ties together nicely with the not used bedroom on the ground floor, because there's a lot of brown in there as well, so the two are kind of, it makes it a little bit more cohesive, if you will. But also, I thought that at least one of the vampires, which is what I was trying to do with the office corner over there, works in architecture or with architecture. I don't really know what the other one does, but if you have any ideas, let me know. But I decided to dig out, actually not architect, because you can't be an architect in The Sims, but, or I dug out the Dream Home Decorator items, so it kind of looks like, you know, they have the magazines and also the clutter pieces lying on their desk. So it kind of looks like it's their little work corner, but I don't really know what the other one does. So feel free to let me know. Also want to add, if you download this house, you will have to delete some of the clutter on the counter here on the left side because it's actually not a functional kitchen. But that's done on purpose because they're vampires, so they don't need a functional kitchen. Still tried to keep the clutter to a minimal, but I also wanted to make sure that none of the counters were actually free of clutter, so that it wouldn't be a functional kitchen. But because vampires don't need kitchens, technically, it's kind of like, do they need bathrooms? Like, other than a shower stall, do vampires even shower? I'm pretty sure they still have to shower, right? Like, they're not naturally just clean, are they? I don't know. It's been a while since I've even played with that life stage or whatever you want to call it in The Sims. I think it might have been 2017 when the pack came out. I played for a little bit with it, so I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they still need to bathe or shower or clean or whatever, so. But other than that, like toilets, they don't need the whole kitchen set up. So I was just like, you know what, the kitchen is very minimal, or, well, the kitchen is very minimal too, but the bathroom is very minimal too. They do have the shower though, so, you know, I got them covered. But also this is the bedroom that I mentioned. It's the one on the ground floor. So this is the unused one. It's basically just supposed to be for display. So whenever people walk by outside, they can look in, see there is a bedroom, and then nothing will, like, if they ever think, why are those people living in that house never outside during the day? Like, you know, well, they still have a bedroom, so it can't be because they're vampires. Like, they still have the bedroom, you know? Vampires sleep too, but it's empty during the day. You know, like, the curtains are always not covering the windows. What's that called? I don't know. Not drawn? Or is it drawn? I can't remember which is which. That's fine. But it's just not that people actually walk by and stare in through the windows, but it's just for, you know, display purposes. Just in case, you know, just for safety purposes, yeah? I actually want to say this doesn't usually happen in my apartment, but I have a very big window in my living room, and there's a path right outside my apartment, basically, but, like, it's not, like, right outside my windows, it's a little bit below my windows, so I don't know how to, I'm gonna try not to explain my apartment too much for, you know, reasons, but earlier today, usually it's not an issue, usually there's no one standing outside and looking in, but for some reason, you know, when you get that, like, I don't exactly know how to describe it, but you just know that someone is looking at you and you just automatically turn and look at them. Like, do you ever get that if you're sitting in a car and you just feel like the car next to you, whoever's driving it, like, you just know they're looking at you, so you turn and you see them actually looking at you? So, or sometimes you don't even think about it, but you just automatically look at a person that's staring at you from somewhere in the room that you're in. It's very creepy. But that happened today while I was standing in my kitchen and I turned around and there's a dude standing outside, basically just staring in through the window. And I'm like, well, that's weird. What are you doing? So it does happen, is my point. People do weird things. People are creeps sometimes. Yeah, he's gone. I don't know where he went. I'm fine. Those were some weird sounds, but like, yeah. It was a little bit weird. I think I just kind of like, I went to my bedroom and then, because the curtains in my bedroom are always drawn, or like always covering the windows, and I just stood still and was like, what the heck? What was that? And then I went back into the kitchen and he was gone. So, yes, but Anyway, I built this house yesterday, just want to say, so just so you know, creepy people do exist. Not in your vicinity though, you're all good. It's just here, okay? So no one's staring in through your windows. Did I make this creepy? I didn't mean to. I apologize. Well, anyway, so that cozy talk, right? Okay, good. But we are decorating the basement now, so this is I just wanted to make it kind of cozy somehow, but like still kind of like, you know, it's the vampire's lair, but like cozy. Vampire's lair, but make it cozy. Does that make sense? So we're going for some warmer tones in here because the rest of the house is very clinical. Except for maybe the bedroom, which is actually like, it's a little bit warmer than the rest of the house. But all that black, white, and then a little bit of red, you know, it's kind of cold. So I just wanted it to be a little bit warmer here. I also played around with some of the lights are not just white or light yellow, if you will. I also made some of them red, actually, because I just thought it would add another little touch of cozy, if you will. Maybe a little bit of creepy, if you will. But yeah, just wanted to make this cozy. Like vampires deserve cozy vibes as well. Yeah? Good. I'm glad we agree on that. So they got a fireplace down here. They have some portraits as well, which I'm sure they've saved throughout the years. And then I decided to make a walk-in closet with the Get Famous, these ones, the Get Famous closet pieces. I don't often use them because they're a little bit much for my taste, but I felt like they fit here. I almost changed them to gold and black, but we only have like the clothing swatches. Like there's two different clothing swatches for the black and silver, but there's only one for the black and gold. So because I'm using two of each, two tile ones and two one tile ones, I decided to go for the black and silver instead, so we could add some variety to the clothing hanging in the closets. I actually also, yeah, I changed the wallpaper a little bit here because I liked the wood panels as well. It just, I don't know, wood panels are nice. Cozy as well. Cozy vibes, but make it creepy. Cozy and creepy? Yeah. That sounds like Halloween, doesn't it? Or maybe, I don't really know Halloween. I talked about that in my last video. It's not a thing that we do here. Although I think I live next to a couple. A pair. What? I think I live next to a couple that actually do Halloween. So whenever I exit our elevator or walk into the hallway, they have decorations up in one of the corners of the hallway, and it takes me by surprise every time because I think someone's standing over there. I think I'm going a little bit crazy. That's all I'm saying. There's a man outside my window, not right now, but earlier today, and there are Halloween decorations in the hallway. I think it's getting to my head. We're all good though, anyway. But they just have like a little bit, it's not like a full size, you know, figure or anything. It's just something else. But because I register that there's something in the corner whenever I walk into the hallway, you know, in my peripheral vision, I can see something standing in the corner. So I'm like automatically, who's there? And no one's there. It's just Halloween decorations. So I guess they're doing their job, but it's the thing now. I was just a little bit surprised because I'm pretty sure they haven't done anything for the previous years. So like, why did they start now? But maybe their kid is old enough to partake in it. Does that mean I need to have candy on Monday for this one kid? How much of the candy is the kid gonna eat? And how much will I have left for myself afterwards is the real question. Should I buy some for it? I'm saying it because I don't know. Like, it's a kid, I don't know, you know? I don't know. So as for just like a quick note, because we're almost at the end of the video, but as for the backyard, obviously very toned down, very not much going on, but I wanted to make sure that at least during the night they could sit outside, maybe have guests over. So they don't have a grill. I'm pretty sure I didn't give them a grill, because why would they have a grill? Why would vampires think about having a grill? They do have a bar though, and then there's a table. The pool, again, is decorated for night use, not for day use, because why would vampires be outside soaking in the sun during the day in the pool? doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. I can relate to that. It doesn't make any sense. So I just wanted them to have a little bit of something going on in the backyard. So that's what they got. But we are at the end of the video, so I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover now, but if you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. And if you like books, if you like to read, check out my booktube channel, which is also linked in the pinned comment. But that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Or leave a message at all. So I'll try to be patient, 'cause nothing's written on the wall. Yeah, it's too soon to mention how I've begun to feel that I want your attention. This time it is for real. Oh baby, love me like you